Huh? 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 Huh?
Is that your pedal board?
Yeah, man. Been saving up a lot of money and just a lot of time putting it together. But yeah, finally got something that'll work for me, you know?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Tube Screamer, can't go wrong. I had one of those when I was a beginner. And, the Rainbow Machine, that's pretty random. Do you really use that, or?
If I ever find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
When you want to play in a rock band, but your drummer is Mexican.
What's going on, guys? Oh, it is good to be back. My name is Sonojono, where we promise the bass, the whole bass, and nothing but the bass.
Let the bass go.
So, I kind of did not get everything scripted as I had planned, but we are here doing it live as we always do on every Sunday.
Do it live.
As every Sunday live stream where we promise the bass. Again, we shop around used deals on the Reverb Marketplace, as well as going over today's topic on the endless debates amongst the bass community, and that is active or passive. Which one do you prefer, and is it your main instrument of choice for a gig or even a recording studio session? Feel free to type your responses, which I've actually been seeing quite down below in the comments, which again, thank you again, as we engage the pros and cons of both. But before we dive real deep into this controversial debate, please go ahead and click the like button on your way in. So that this message gets spread across the bass community. In other news, you may have noticed why I missed the last live stream, and that was due to a technical issue on my end with my laptop going completely dead and finding out that I was running too many programs to cause such a major shutdown. So give me the buzzer on that one, and
You big dummy.
but I'm glad it's fixed so I can be on this stream with you guys tonight. So without further ado, I actually have two instruments right on the side. I actually had brought out another Sterling bass that actually has a 3-band instead of your typical 2-band with the bass and treble. I figured I actually don't own a lot of active basses outside of the Sterlings that are in the back, on also my Ibanez Mezzo medium scale, which is an all active bass, which is kind of annoying. And again, we'll go into that conversation, as well as an ESP LTD bass that is a 4-string, the F104 series. That is also an all active bass with the soap bar pickups. And that is pretty good. So that's actually something I'm looking forward to upgrading, hopefully during Christmas time, because that was actually one of my first basses I actually learned playing bass on. And it's funny because I never knew that bass was spec'd at a 35-inch scale, which again, that was my first bass, learning a 35-inch scale compared to like everyone starting on their bass journey. It was on a 34-inch, which is like your standard long scale. So I find that pretty funny to think about that, you know, looking back 12, 13 years later in my journey of playing music and learning bass along the way. And finding out now, like over the years, as I'm such a gearhead, so invested in gear as well as invested in a lot of other things, like more deep philosophy of like today's topic, active or passive. And I can definitely weigh in on my experiences in the past, as I used to for once in my life, I used to gig. I used to do like little tours locally within the California area. So I can definitely explore a little bit more into that and talk about my journeys. And I'm just going to give it out there. When you travel, let's say you're at a gig or at a tour, you're going to play like an active bass, definitely carry these in your gig bag at all times, because you never know when that battery will die. And when that battery dies, that battery dies. And then everyone's going to be like,
Nope. Do it live.
so you definitely want to carry one of these when you're gigging with an active bass, always. So without further ado, let's read a little bit of comments before we go in, because I have a very nice treat in store for you during this whole live stream, which is going to be something new that I'm going to incorporate hopefully in later live streams. I was going to say reviews, because I'm always used to saying reviews behind the camera whenever I do bass reviews on the channel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. Pause. But I'm looking forward to gosh, I'm so sorry. Water. Anyway, let's just read some comments. All right. Because earlier before the live stream, people were talking amongst another, which is beautiful. I love seeing that, how everyone is so joined, and I love that. That's the whole point of this. We're all doing this together, and experiencing along the way of what we gig with, and even share our experiences. If even anyone here on the live chat or live stream has also had experience with active basses and gigged with them in the past. So let's see. So the Ray isn't as deep as the P bass. That's a good guess. That is a very good guess. But we will, on this live stream, compare the two together. Like, you're actually going to hear me actually playing instead of you seeing review videos of me playing. You're actually going to be seeing me play live.
Do it live.
So it's going to be great. Like, definitely stick around. All right, cool. Get rid of your Dean. That's right. No one ever plays a Dean, right?
Bruh.
I actually love Deans. That was another bass I started learning to play bass on. So yeah, Sire is always a good option. My double bass. Have I had one before? No, I never had one. I never had a double bass. I had played with one at a college, but it wasn't like an actual double bass. It was more of a electric upright. So yes, that is right.
Do it live.
Always on this live stream, I will always have that clip. That is the whole point of the show here. Okay, next one. So I'm getting the GNL Kiloton and thinking about either the Pete Wentz or the new Sterling by Music Man Passive. Any thoughts? So I actually did order the new Sterling SB14. It got delayed. I'm hoping it'll come next week, because I have not seen any updates or any movement from that bass that I bought literally the week after I bought the Sterling right behind me. So I'm looking forward to it. I heard mixed reviews from other people that actually bought the bass, so I'm kind of skeptic now, but I definitely want to, hear it for the first time and, get on it. So let's see. I had gas the other night. This thing. Heck yeah, dude. Congratulations on the gear acquisition purchase.
Let the bass go.
And I love these questions. Newbie bass player and channel here. I love the content. Oh, dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate that comment. That's beautiful. And yes, please welcome Dan, the bass man. All right, so let's see. You are a sire for life. Okay, sire for life. And the good question too before we get into the main event. Any thoughts on the new Sire Z series? Did you say play any at NAMM by any chance? Yes, I did, but it was not connected to a bass amp because a lot of the people there at the Sire booth was just completely hogging up the bass amp, and it was just hard for me to really hear how the Z series of the Sires sounded. So the Sire Z series, because I did see this comment like right when I was talking about it, they're actually going to be coming out in middle of March. If you go on Z Sounds, they actually have the published date of when they're going to be released from their shop. So give it a look. It said March 8th. I'm looking forward to actually picking up the new Sire Z series. So when that finally drops, I'm already going to be placing a lot of orders under the Z series. The Z and the Z3 and the 10, V10 are those three instruments I can't wait to review on the channel. So, all right. Anyway, all right. Now for the fun part of this live stream. And we're going to go over here and play the Sterling Ray 34 3-band bass. So this is kind of a new setup here. So bear in mind with me here. And what we're going to do here, we're just going to demonstrate the EQs on the bass, you know, kind of do like an A and B comparison. And, you know, just kind of get a feel and a thought of what it sounds like. So let's...
Let the bass go.
So I realized I already had the mids all the way up, and I apologize because I was actually playing it before the live stream. And excuse my sloppy playing. I'm kind of excited, as you may kind of already know. But let's just go over some like basic rudimentary type songs. You know, this is let's play some. So check this out. As you may have already heard, I don't know if you're hearing any clipping on your guys' end when you're hearing the bass play. Let me know in the comments. But if you might have already heard, that signal is very loud. It's very hot. And that's kind of the benefits of having an active bass where, let's say you want to be heard in the mix, right? And, you know, again, let's just say you're having a hard time struggling with passive, right? And you want to cut through in the mix. Let's say you're like in a metal band or some band that's like really loud with like a lot of accompaniment. Like let's say we have 2 guitar players, a piano player, saxophone, you know, we got the wind section. So if you want to cut deep, like really cut through all of that, I would say an active bass is your best choice, especially that you have the tonal flexibility of going, let's say I want to boost mids on this bass, you know, maybe my mids are being drowned out with the other bands or with the other band members. So let me go ahead and just boost this mid right here, right? And so... So as you can hear, that mids was just very crunchy, you know. But you know, let's say I want to cut it, you know, I want to do some like really deep pocket stuff. beautiful. Sorry, I get a little bit carried away and lost, especially when I'm cutting mids. It just sounds so good. So good. Anyway, yeah. So I just raised the mids to a center position. So we already done with the mids. Now let's go ahead and just benefit off of boosting the treble, which I believe is this knob right here. It's kind of interesting how the Ernie or the Sterlings, they have their wiring having the treble first and then bass. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm always used to like seeing this knob becoming like the bass boost first and then treble last, but it's still getting some used to when it comes to Sterling. So I believe this is treble. Let me double check. Yeah, this is treble. And this is what's really cool about having your onboard preamp on a bass, is that when you have that treble and you want to like raise it all the way up and again be heard in the mix, this really helps, especially when you're playing with a pick like this right here. I use by the way, I use a Dunlop 1.14 max grip. I use it when I used to gig a lot because I was a more dominant pick player when I used to gig, and I remember at the time these were my go-to picks. Just a regular pick, from the Turtle, the Tortex, I believe. I use this for guitar because I've been actually a spoiler alert. I've been kind of playing guitar when I'm need to de-stress from bass, and that's the sacrilege, right?
Bruh.
But yeah, it's kind of a guilty pleasure in a sense, even though I don't believe in guilty pleasures. I just think it's great to like have that versatility of playing other stringed instruments. But anyway, beside the point, before we derail everything here, this is what I used to use on live gigs, and then I developed what everyone develops when they play, and is having sweaty fingers and sweaty palms. And whenever I used to play with this at live shows, and I'm like doing, this number, like going crazy, it would completely slip off my fingers. And then I'm just over here like, all right, fingers. And then I'm like bleeding all over the place. So I developed, okay, let's see if they actually carry some of these grip picks. And then sure enough, these were the ones I've chose and never looked back. I never even looked at any other picks. I mean, I did experience different gauges, but they just weren't doing it for me because it doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm digging really hard with a pick, sometimes the tip will just bend all over the place, and I don't like that. I want a sturdy pick, so the 1.14 helps with the sturdiness. Anyway, I've talked way too much about this. Let's go ahead and play this. And it sounds pretty loud on my end, so I don't know if I'm clipping everyone's ears. So I apologize for the headphone users on the other end. Sorry. Hold on, where's my buzzer? Let me play a riff that I used to play in my early days. So as you can hear, that treble was definitely cutting through. And it's great, especially for that punk rock stuff. I believe in the early days, Mark Hoppus played an Ernie ball in his earlier days. I don't know any Blink-182 riffs, but I know it's that, very well-known 164 or that cadence, I forgot. I don't even want to attempt it live. So anyway, that is the pros of an active bass. And let me actually, before I get into my main overall summary of active basses, let's go ahead and or boost the bass, which is going to be very interesting. I hope everyone's ears are protected, and if not, I am not liable for ear damage or loss of hearing. So I apologize, but this is with just the bass knob boosted. Do I dare slap? Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's like I heard it, I felt it, I'm all like, and then I'm seeing the gain on my end, and it's like, no, don't do it.
Bruh.
Oh, all right. So before I get into my little overall summary and yeah, thesis or whatever. Sorry. Active basses, pros. You get to have your own bass, treble, and mid selection on the palm of your hands, rather you having to rely on a sound engineer, especially at a live gig. And again, very versatile. You can easily see, this is why I wish I had scripted everything. Anyway,
Nope.
I love how everything is just off the cuff, and this is also from other experiences as well. Let me just tell you this. I love active basses for what they are. Will I gig with them? Sure. Will I use it for recording sessions? Like, let's say I want to bring this into a studio session. I'm going to say
Nope.
and the reason for that is, out of all the times I would bring an active bass, I've worked with like maybe over a dozen sound engineers in California and in the LA area, by the way, which I did see someone ask me if I'm in the OC area. And I'm not in the OC area. I am in the deeper Los Angeles areas. But I wasn't there before. I used to be in Arizona, and I miss it there every time. Every time. I wish I had sad music, but I don't have sad music. So let me see what I can do. Close enough. Anyway, I used to be there. I loved it. Had to come back because my job training was over, and I thought I could I can make a lifestyle there. Anyway, beside the point. I worked with most engineers in California, and every time I bring in a active bass, they're just like, we have this jazz bass here, or we have this precision bass here. We would much rather you prefer to like plug in, because we can help tonally shape what you actually can get out of your active bass, but onto your passive bass. And I was just like, hold up.
Bruh.
Like, are you serious? So, I mean, I've learned a lot over the years that you can never please a sound guy. So what I would do is I just would keep running with it. I would just say, you know what? All right, you either take it as it is, or work something, work something around it, saying that, hey, you know what? Let's just do something with it. This is all I got, and I much prefer this just because this is like my main bass. So they'll probably work your way around it. They'll probably just have you do everything flat. Like, all right, let's just have everything flat on your bass, no EQ boosted, and no mids, just cut everything. So if I were to do that, and I would be recording in the studio session, playing with a click. I mean, that sounded pretty decent for, just having everything cut, right? And that's where the studio engineer or whoever that's working, the soundboard, excuse me, would do their own thing, like adding the bass, adding the mids. So it just depends on who you work with. The only pain and caveat that I would actually, mention, like I did earlier, is to always carry an extra 9-volt with you. Let me just do it on this one here. since I got 2 cameras now, let's go. And it's a small victory for me because I've always wanted to do this in live streams, have 2 cameras. So looking to getting one of these. So always carry these when you have a gig bag, when you're playing a 9-volt or active bass, or if your active bass has 2 9-volts, carry another spare of 2 9-volts. It will save your ass. And also, don't be a dummy like me.
You big dummy.
And I used to have an active bass from NS Design. You see this right here? Let me get a little bit up close. All right. So when they tell you to plug in the battery, do it the right way. Don't reverse polarity like I did foolishly on a last-minute gig. And fry not only the battery but the electronics of the preamp, because I did that once on an NS Design bass. And of course, what they told me was, "Hey, when I shipped it to them, they're like, hey, you notice that you installed the battery incorrectly, right? You did the opposite, and what you had done was that you fried the preamp. So now the bass didn't work anymore. That's why you weren't getting any sound when you were performing." And I'm just like,
You big dummy.
yeah. So always be mindful where you place the battery. When you replace batteries, make sure they're in the correct polarity. Don't be
You big dummy.
like me. So overall, active basses, they do have their purpose. They serve well in a live mix. I can guarantee you, like I loved it when I used to play active basses on live shows, because again, it made me feel like I was in control of my preamp. I was able to do what I needed to do on the fly and cater to certain songs that a band had on a set list. When I knew at the fact that, okay, this is going to be where this is going to be really loud. So I loved that during the rehearsal before we did the show. I loved it when I boosted the mids, right? I boosted the mids and I would boost treble. Maybe like leave the bass like centered. I want that honky tone, or just boost the treble all the way up and cut the mids and having the, bass centered. Get that like that Nirvana type crunch. Whatever. Sorry, I'm not. Sorry, Kurt. I'm like butchering the song, and I apologize because that's just, Anyway, you get the point. If you want that sound, you already know that if you could just bass the treble, cut mids, leaving the bass centered. Anything is possible with an active bass, because again, you're shaping the tone with how you want it, and again, the freedom when you have an active bass on a live show. Moving on, let's transfer to the passive bass that we have behind us. But before we do that, let me do a little bit of commercial break so I can get things set, and we'll go back to the comments and then transfer to passive bass. So I think I'll give you this one here. All right, and we're back. Hey, look, a passive bass. All right, so this is our passive bass here, the Squier Fiesta Red, my tried and true, and a bass that I would never part with again, because this was a bass that I actually had to hunt down and repurchase because I had sold it a year ago. And luckily enough, the original buyer wanted to sell it back, and I said, hey, I reached out and be like, hey, yo, I want this bass again. Can you sell it to me at the price that I sold it to you for? And he's all like, sure. So I'm like, cool. And it is now with me. Unfortunately, he took off the Karopi sticker that was on the headstock. So I'll get another Karopi sticker soon. Anyway, let's read some chats. before we get into the passive bass. So there is quite some people that came in. See what's going on. And again, I encourage everyone talking amongst everyone here. I appreciate everyone that is tuning in here tonight. Yeah. And to answer that question, yeah, I am in California in the greater Los Angeles area. And Music Man Bongo, the toilet seat bass, I agree 100%. And yes, bongos are dope as hell and huge. Hold up. Do I have something for that? Oh. All right. That range is huge. Still have the Brata one. Cool. All right. What up? What is up? What is up? I'm about to get the sorry. What is up? That's all I gotta say.
You big dummy.
That's for me, by the way. That sound clip was for me.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. Proper S would approve of the natural finish. I agree. Speaking of, where is he? Pull up. Proper. If you're here on the live stream, pull up. All right. And then recording go active pickups with a passive tone. You're onto something. That's some big brain stuff right there. I like that. And yeah, live go passive with active preamp. See, I like how you're I like that mindset. Imagine telling that to a sound engineer at a live show and he's just gonna be like he's already pissed off as it is. He's already pissed off.
Bruh.
And then hopefully at the end of the gig, you're not hinged up like this. And I can play these sounds because I am not monetized. So YouTube, chill. YouTube, chill. Hold up. I got one for you.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Precision versus jazz versus Stingray. That would be something great to do live. But if I were to choose between the three, I would go, well, because I'm biased and I love these basses, jazz, precision, and Stingray. Those are my three in order. And look at that. I love the dual camera setup, by the way. But let me go full screen because we're not really doing anything right now. So, more real estate. All right, I got a 2020 passive Stingray. Cool. Hell yeah. Can I do warm and woolly on a Stingray? Warm and woolly. I would say that's something Nordstrand can deliver, which I have quite a few. That's going to go on that bass. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And yes, amongst everyone, that is beautiful. Rock on. Hell yeah, dude. I know who you are. I think I know who this guy is. Hold up. Oh, do I have something for you? I think I got a sound clip for you. Because I know who you are. I just need a sound clip that you and I would know because it's an inside joke. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking out. Do I have it? Oh, okay, I got it for you.
I got money.
Oh, that baby need a pearl white pickguard. Yeah, the Sterling. Yeah, that would be dope. Let's see. I only have two active basses, the Yamaha and the Squier Contemporary Jazz. I love that Squier Contemporary Jazz. And you use the Yamaha on stage at church. That sounds good. Like, real good. I love Yamaha basses, and incredibly and criminally underrated instruments because they make everything. Yamaha makes everything. If you haven't seen Johnny Dibble's video, he did one of the 735A, and it's funny how he mentioned the review, like his overall reaction to the bass is exactly how I felt when I played one of those instruments at a Guitar Center. The preamp is not the best. That's why I went for the 434 that's behind me, because if I was going to spend a whole lot of money on an instrument that I know the passive does good but not active, then I'll just save money and buy the 434, which I believe the 434 is like are around 400, close to 500 brand new, and the 730, the 34 and the 35, like almost close to $1,000. Like what? Hold up.
Oh, the humanity.
Criminal.
Nope.
I wouldn't spend that much, especially if the preamp is mediocre on the 734 lineup from Yamaha. So I would actually buy it used if it was like around $400 to $500, which I have seen in the marketplace, which we will go over in the live stream, but not yet. Not yet. So, oh damn. Ooh. That is insane. Ooh. Are we really going to do this live? Huh. Hold up. Sorry, guys. All right. I think we're good. Some technical issues on my end that just came up, so I apologize, everyone. In the meantime, this is kind of like a big no-no, by the way. If you're in radio, if anyone's in radio, by the way, apparently, if you go radio silent for like more than 5 seconds or 6 seconds, they get fined. So we don't want that. We don't. No, we don't. So back onto the comment. 2 active basses. I love the Squier Contemporary. I'm looking forward to getting another one soon and doing what I did in the past. Well, you know, I didn't do it, but I bought it used like that, and it was a Nordstrand Big Singles. I want to do that again, but with a Sadowski preamp. That'd be great. Like, I would love that. That would be my next main. And of course, mainly use it in passive mode. And yeah, absolutely, I would do the same thing too. Passive works with a wider range of pedals, and that I can attest to. Another time in the past when I did gig with a active bass, I had a floorboard of pedals, like over 10 or 15 pedals, because that was when I used to do a lot of like effects on my bass signal. And yeah, active just didn't vibe or mesh well with my pedals, so I just had to go passive, and I went passive, and it did the job. Active was just too shrill and high end, like it was clipping a lot on a lot of the signal of when I was recording and also playing live. And at the time, my main gig bass was an Ibanez SR650, the natural finish, and that was like my main bass for 4 or 5 years before I sold it. And I'd always leave it in passive mode, even though I had the option to go active because of the on and off switch. I've always kept it passive and always soloed the neck pickup because I favored the neck pickup more on that 650 than the bridge, because the 650 had a PJ configuration with Nordstrand, the soap bar configuration of PJs. So I'd always kept it passive, rolled the neck pickup soloed, and it just started going ham with my effects pedal and all that stuff. But anyway, before we go more into the comments, we're going to go ahead and go back into... Sorry. And that is going to be very loud because, again, I had to crank the gain just a little bit to accommodate for the Sterling. So I'm going to lower the gain on my end. Hopefully that won't clip on everyone's ears. Please let me know in the comments if I'm not clipping or you're hearing it just fine and there's no issues on your end, because I do want to know if this is going to sound good. Even before I went live, I had to make sure everything was in, proper sound, proper levels. That way I'm not clipping. So thank you. So as you can hear that difference, this sounds a lot more darker compared to the Sterling that we just played earlier, right? So the advantage that I'm already hearing is that not only that I'm getting the sound that I need, but it's so deep. It's so much more vintage in a sense. Like with active, you're getting more of a modern sound because, of your onboard preamp, of your bass, mids, and treble. But again, I just love that contrast, that A and B. It's never the same. I like that, and it's a great tool to not only know, but to also potentially own both, to where you might need the active bass for a live show for certain songs, or you might need the passive bass like a P bass to go well with certain songs that are on your set list or on your playlist of songs that you know go play live with other bands. So this, for example, let me just go mute on this real quick. Kind of had a moment there, but I was also thinking of a song that I'm like, wait, I was just playing it earlier. Oh yeah, it's this. If you're a big Rage fan, that's like literally the best bass line to learn when you're learning, and a very nice groove that it just stays consistent. And I like the cool thing about bass too, in my opinion, is that you're not too busy. If you're playing too busy, then you're overdoing something. You're overcomplicating yourself. I believe when it comes to bass lines, they got to be very tasteful and very like sparse, if that's the word I'm looking for. Like leave gaps in between. Like you could be busy like this, right? Especially when the drummer is like in the pocket, grooving, and you're just doing this. Yeah, and then when you're doing that, drummer doing its thing. Sorry, I'm like messing things up. I haven't sang and played bass in over 4 years, so keep that in mind. I haven't done that in a long time, so this is becoming a little bit rusty for me, which is, not good. That is not good. All right, so I'm already loving what I hear on the passive bass, and the cool thing about passive too is that it has a tone knob. Certain active basses might have a tone knob, but the active bass that we played on Sterling didn't have a tone knob. So we're going to mess around with the tone knob a little bit. So I'm going to go like about halfway, like 50%, and get some versatility out of it. But of course, let me mute my mic. Sorry. And then let me just go with tone all the way out, like just completely down. And now we just rolled the tone all the way up. So good. I like that. Now, my general thought for the whole thing that we just did, active versus passive. So, active versus passive. My final thoughts and what I think about them. Pros and cons. The active bass definitely fits in the versatile and more of the consistent. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. What the? Hold up. We're doing it live, right? We're doing it live.
Do it live!
All right, so active basses, they definitely excel in the versatility range. Consistency, I wouldn't call it consistent just because, you do got to carry one of these 9-volt batteries, just in case. But if you're smart and not a big dummy like me,
You big dummy.
always unplug the instrument cable before you finish playing with a Sterling or an active bass, I should say, because that battery will drain, and you are going to be needing this a whole lot more now. And active basses, from what I've experienced, they last a very long time when depending on how much you play an active bass. So my takeaway is that while active basses, they do have a modern sound, I would just say it just depends on your style for active basses. Like if you're looking for more modern sound and you want more tonal control of your bass and how it sounds at a live gig or even like in a studio, then definitely go active all the way. But if you want something that's like a little bit more natural sounding and you don't want to like need fiddle around too many knobs, because when you're starting off with bass and you're seeing like 4, 5, maybe even 6 knobs or even knobs that are stacked, it's going to be very overwhelming because you don't want to feel overwhelmed when you're playing bass. You want to feel relaxed. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like you're ready to go, and you don't want to, face any more obstacles when you're playing bass. You just want just to plug and play. And that's the great benefit of a passive bass, that you can just easily do that. I mean, you could argue that active does the same too, but you're also keeping in mind that you have all these other responsibilities as a bass player to look over and make sure that everything is right. I mean, you could say the same thing too with the passive, but at least with passive, you're just kind of plugging in and playing. You're setting in and forgetting. You're not fiddling with knobs like, oh, did I boost the bass before I plugged in, or oh, did I have the mids? Like, you got to make sure everything is centered and dialed in so that you're not being overwhelmed with so many choices, so many options. So that would be my con for an active bass, is too many knobs, too much responsibility, especially for just an average player or even a beginner that wants to, take bass seriously. So my pros for passive, since I've already done with the active conversation. My pros with passive is that, again, you get the natural sound, and you just want something simple and something more vintage, more of that warmth, And again, that's the pros of it, It's simple. You're not overcomplicating things. The cons, however, if I would see it as a con, you're not having much EQ controllability. You're just kind of leaving it up to the sound guy to have your mids dialed, to have your bass or your mids dialed. But again, the beauty of that is your amp. Let's say you're plugged into an amp. You brought your combo amp. You brought your head and your cab. If no one's rocking a combo, and you can just easily mess with the tone knobs on your amp. If you want to go passive, let's say I don't want to go active. I want to just play a passive bass and let me fiddle my own knobs on my combo amp. Pause on that one because
Bruh.
because yeah, you don't want to mess with too much knobs other than just like the one on your amp. And again, the tonal flexibility of having an active bass to do all that on the fly, as opposed to going to your amp, dialing whatever you need. And again, also relying on the sound guy at the live show. What if he's not a good one, and you're kind of just left with a very, excuse my language, shitty tone. So you don't want that. And that's why most players can, really go for active. So yeah, I would definitely consider both options, especially if you want to start venturing outside of passive. This is, like something that you play with a lot, and you just want to start now venturing an active instrument where you're like, being a lot more aware of what you're looking for in as far as tone. And yeah, I would say buy both, gig with both, get a good feeling, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's always about what you want to play, and it's always about what feels right at the moment. So that's why I also believe when you go gig or tour, I would advise bringing like a second bass as a backup. You just never know. And that happened to me before in the past. An ex of mine, I remember I was about to play a festival, and she was all like, "You're not going to bring another bass?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, well, you want to bring another one just in case. You never know. And I was like, all right, sure. Brought another bass, and sure enough, man, she was right. She was right. I went up to that gig, plugged in my active bass, and that's when it started like not working. That was when I was, again, the big dummy.
You big dummy.
And inserted the battery in a different polarity that screwed up the entire electronics. So I'm glad I brought my second bass, all because of her. So yeah. Anyway, that was a great moment to share with both of you guys for the active and passive debate. I know it's always something that everyone talks about, and it's always like frustrating, like it just pulls your hair. Because yeah, it can be unbearable, especially when you've been around bass players or even just playing in general, and then you kind of start, feeling a certain way of like, neither one is better than the other. They both have perks and advantages. Why not just both? Let me be like Sweden and just be neutral on the whole debate because they're both good. That's why I have multiple instruments behind me. I mean, yeah, call it a hobby because I will consider it a hobby at this point. Now that I don't gig anymore or tour, because that was just something that I did in my younger years. And will I do it again?
Nope.
But it's kind of up in the air though. There are times where I kind of have that bug where I'm like, kind of want to go out and do a show again. It's good now that I have more knowledge and how quote unquote the game works of networking and gigging. It's great. I do miss that connection of talking to other band members and other musicians that were on the same bill and start knowing their background and how they played music. It's a great way to start conversation and meet other friends and potentially steal other bandmates or band's drummers. Yeah, because that's how it goes. A drummer will always be a slut to bass players and bands in general. So I apologize. Whoops.
Bruh.
I did not mean to call out drummers at a live show or live stream. But anyway, let's read on to some comments, and then we start going into the market watch because everyone loves a good deal on a Sunday. Am I right? Hold up. I got a video for all you. Everyone loves a good deal on a Sunday, right? You right? Hold up.
Give me a hell yeah.
And you always got to be sliding on these deals. So, all right, let's read some comments and acknowledge the chat for everyone that showed up. And where did I leave off? All right, let's do this, Shannon. Okay, you're here. Let's go. Do you have some other pickup options like soap bars and singles like we've talked about prior? Would love to talk about some of the other pickup options and when you use them. Yeah, that's kind of like an interesting thing. Like my first bass, let me just go up and show you real quick. But in the meantime, while I do that, let me play just a little clip. Let's do this.
Could be. Oh, good. You bastard.
Sorry, I guess that was not long enough. Didn't mean to go silent again. But this was the first bass that I played, and this was a bass that had soap bars. These are considered EMG soap bars. And I didn't really know much about the whole like other options or pickup options because this was just a bass I was so accustomed to that I thought these sound just like any other bass. Why do I need a P bass? Why do I need a jazz bass? Why do I need a Sterling bass right behind me? You know what I mean? So, like what are other pickup options and when do I like use them? I would say it's kind of like a question that is a bit, I don't know, kind of hard to digest because honestly, any pickup configuration can do the job. It's just that what you're comfortable with. Like, do you feel comfortable with soap bars? Not only because they sound good, but also the pickup placement. If you think about it, here, let me get my second camera up. If you think about it, like, you know how most people rest their thumbs, what if people just like a soap bar because of just how it feels when they rest their thumb when they pluck, that could just be some preference that people like, but, yeah, again, that could just be a reason why other pickup options are, greatly used. Maybe people are so like, they're just used to, the soap bar feel. I know it took me a while when I used to play this bass a lot and went to another bass that had a different pickup option. I was kind of like, ooh, like this feels a bit weird, but I got used to it. It's something that you can easily pick up on. It's just like riding a bike that you haven't rode in a long time, and then you start getting the feel of it again, and you're just like, oh. All right. So active gets complicated on live stage. Exactly, dude. Passive is just plug and play, dude. And you're just having a good time. You're not worrying about batteries going out. You're not worried about any of that stuff. So that's another con to add to the list of active basses for me. All right. So you paid $799 for the 734. Yeah, they are pricey, dude. Very pricey. But yeah, they're kind of expensive. I do remember seeing them used, I think a couple of months ago, for like around $500, and that's actually a good deal for one of those. I've never seen any lower than $500. So yeah. And hello, Dana, I believe, or Dana. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, but yes, we spoke before. Shout out to Low End Lobster. Let me give him this. So, you like messing more with the tone on the amp rather than on the bass. Just 2 knobs is enough for me. Like, hey, I am with you there too. Like, even though I'm about to build my signature Super Squire PJ bass, the Jaguar, I'm going to have 5 knobs on that bass. And the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, do I want to go with this? Do I want to go forward with this? But I have already committed. I've already bought the parts, and I actually would look to explore that option. And, again, 5 knobs. Let's go. And thank you. My Squire is basically a, a budget Pinot Palladino. Those Squire Fiesta Reds? Hell yeah. And that's why whenever you see them on the local marketplace, they just go up fast. They go up real fast. So you really got to be quick when you see them listed. They go for around 500. I've seen some creeping up at 600, but 500 is like the best price that they sell for. And if you find it at that price and you got the money, get it. Hello. Yeah, Shannon. So as a new channel, a new bass player, do you mind sharing how you get the bass into your mix? So as a new channel, new bass player, do you mind sharing how you get the bass into your mix? I mean, what I just really do, I just plug it into my Logic Pro on my Apple computer, and I just kind of tweak around the levels. Sometimes I always raise the bass levels all the way, like not all the way up, but to the point where it's almost clipping, but not too much, so that you're hearing the bass and you're not hearing any other background music that's, potentially can bury the bass in the mix, like drums, for example. Even when I do my intros for the during the editing process of my videos, I always lower the drums to at least 8 decibels and raise the gain on the bass by like 3 or 4. But again, sometimes certain basses just don't have like they have a hard time with certain basses. I've noticed, like the Sterling. When I recorded the Sterling, I was actually, sorry, my thumb. I was actually having a hard time having that bass get in the mix, like to actually have it sound, out there. I did my best. I'm not a sound engineer by trade. This is just me learning from experience and, using my ears, whatever is left of them, of how it sounds in the mix. But you got to listen to the intro to the Barbecue Central show. You have to. Okay, let me open up on a YouTube, on a separate YouTube link, and I'm gonna copy and paste that. So, Otto, I didn't lose a tab, did I? Okay, no. Barbecue Central show. All right. I'm going to save that later after the live stream, and I'm going to check it out. Okay, Barbecue Central show. Nice. Okay. Sounds good. And he's also a YouTuber. Okay, cool. I'm going to look into him. I'll look into him. All right. What's going on? I love that username.
Bruh. Bruh.
Has to say. I think I'm going to buy the Fender Jazz Bass Greenburst. What do you think of this bass? I love that you said that, because I have it, and you got me excited now. You got me excited. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and give you like a bit of a longer clip so I can get up and get it. And I'm wearing pants. That's the reason why I'm going a quick commercial break. Let me do this. So I am glad you said that. How do you think about it? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I bought it. I mean, but unfortunately, it was used. I bought it used for around 500 on the Reverb Market Watch. My thoughts on it, though, I like it. What I don't like is the setup that they do on these basses. They just don't sound good, or not sound good, but they don't feel good. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't feel good. I'm like, bruh, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? I've noticed that with most Fender instruments that come in, and oh no, oh yeah, it froze. Looks like the extra camera was unplugged. Sorry. Looks like we're not going to be using the second camera. Anyway, what do I think of the bass? I like it. It does need a setup, like most Fenders that come out of the Made in Mexico factory, and they sound great. I really wish. I mean, I could play a little bit of it, but I just wish that the second camera didn't completely just go died. It just went blip. All right, so. I'm like having my microphone on at the same time. Hold up. And that setting was actually with just the neck pickup soloed, actually. Yeah, it was just a neck pickup, and then tone completely rolled off. This is how it sounds all together, though. Just like that nice jazz growl. There we go. We got it right. Hold up. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah, it's just so good. I love how it sounded. But yeah, sounds good. I like it a lot, and definitely worth picking up. I agree. Anyway, Passive gives you repeatable settings too. Yes, P bass for the wind. And what's your preferred bass cab? When I used to have a bass cab, Gallien-Kruger, all the way. I loved it. I love it so much. And then I summoned him. He is now risen and he is summoned.
New world order. Oh, the humanity.
And active versus passive, he chooses active. And it's sacrilege on the channel. It's going crazy.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. Oh, the humanity.
Nice toned down fry. Oh, thank you. And give us that second cam with this bass, please. Oh, I know. If only Apple would be like, yo. And yes, you're very welcome. And yes, honestly, get a feel for it if you can. In the review, when I review this bass, I will also add a discrepancy that even though the neck is a bit satin feeling, I still had to satin it down with a green Scotch Brite pad. Just because I guess the original owner that had it kind of left it a bit grubby. And I just thought, let me just like use just regular cleaning, just something that you would use for the body that you can actually use for the neck. So I did that, and it was still a bit, I wouldn't say glossy, but it was still kind of sticky feeling. So I ended up just, getting Scotch Brite. Did like maybe 3 or 4 passes, just very light, and now the neck just feels super like smooth, like a lot smoother than it was before. So I really love that, and yeah, it was really good. That's all I gotta say. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, see, even other people had the same quality control with the green basses. So again, if you can, just please play it in person, get a feel for it before you commit. I know most of these are kind of hard to find on the store floor at Guitar Center. So in that case, just buy it brand new, inspect it, have the tech inside Guitar Center inspect it with you, and then see if they can like do a knockoff or like a knockoff price for the bass itself or for the repairs slash setup. Anyway. And yeah, so green, yeah, bad fret sprouts, put a fretless neck on it. Heck yeah. You know, sometimes necks just come like that, unfortunately. And thank you. I love it. I mean, you got me stuttering. You got me stumbling too. Again, this is why I like to rank the Jazz, Precision, and then Sterling. That'll always be my tier list. Jazz first, Precision second, Sterling last, Music Man, whatever you call it. So, all right. We've now reached the part where it is now time. It is now time. Is it time? Oh, yeah, it's time. I believe it is. It is Market Watch time. And we always like to play this anthem, and it's a great anthem for a reason.
Never gigged, plays like a dream. I'm practically giving it away at this price. No lowballers, I know what I got.
All right, so let us now begin the Market Watch, where hopefully the screen this time would share, because it's not doing it for some reason. And this is how it is at every live stream.
Do it live!
If you haven't known, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. And what is going on here? I do not want this. What is it? Showing all my access.
Nope. Hell no.
All right, anyway, we're back here live. Let's do a little bit of a refresher. See what it looks like here on the updated used Market Watch list. And as you can see here, we got ourselves a very overpriced Rickenbacker. We got an interesting 6-string bass here. And we also have a very interesting Squire at the price of. And we got a very interesting Gibson. I'm sorry, I am just loving this button today because I am not seeing anything worth a damn price. Hold up.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Yeah. Anyway, it ain't a live stream without these soundboard effects. This is why they call me Sonojono. So let's give it a round.
Let the bass go.
All right, so check this out. We were just mentioning fretless, right? Well, we got one. And it's a local pickup only, unfortunately. So, oops. But hey, if anyone's in Connecticut, we got it. We got it right here. It's beautiful. 400 fretless. This looks like one of the older Fender basses from like, ooh, what? And they want 400. Well, at least they got an offer button there, so that's pretty good. But gotta clean that up, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, no. What are you doing, baby?
Well, at least these are from like what, early 2000s, so it's not that bad. But 400 though, I mean, you can definitely negotiate. I would say 300. That's just my ballpark guess. But 300, yeah. I mean, it's all right. Okay, moving on. All right, we got some very interesting choices here. This right here. Hold up. Oh, this deserves this soundbite. Hold up. I love Dingwall. I really do. When I tried one though, their necks. It was hold up.
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I just love the looks of it. Just the neck profile. I'm not a huge fan of. But if you're a Dingwall fan and you love the neck profile to be a little bit more on the chunkier side than a typical P bass, then this is your bass. Otherwise, it's a great concept of multi-scale. I love multi-scale. I ain't got nothing wrong or anything against multi-scale. Matter of fact, I love it. I encourage it. But For the price, I'd say it is fair. I like that it has an offer option, so you can always, no, I don't want to make an offer now, but you can always consider, let's say anyone here watching that's located in this area, could probably talk them down just a little bit, because you not only can save the guy's shipping price, but you could also save the reverb taxes. So anyone that's in the market for a dingwall and an amethyst burst, do this seller a favor and do a local sale, because this will save not only your butt, but it also save the seller when it comes to fees and all that interesting stuff. Anyway, moving on. So will I give it a 5 out of 5? Oh yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. But the neck is a bit more of an indifferent thing. Okay, all right. Very interesting right here. Look at this. It's a Schecter. Also another underrated bass in the community, along with Yamaha. It'll definitely go to Schecter as well. And this is a very interesting refinish. The earlier Schecter models, that is. Okay, Seymour Duncan's. And that's a very interesting decal right there. This could have been the original Schecter logo. Very cool. And I like the refinish. It's a great refinish. They did a good job. If they did this refinish, I probably would have kept it. But yeah, I mean, I've noticed that 100 has been the average when it comes to shipping, especially for the shipping price. And yeah, we are at hard times now.
Oh, the humanity.
New world order.
We are on hard times when it comes to shipping instruments for sale online, because that is kind of the average price that is going for these days. So I don't blame sellers listing for 100. I really don't. Like the Schecter, or not Schecter, but the Sterling we just played here on the live stream, I actually sold it. And I actually had it listed for 100 for shipping. And sure enough, the shipping, especially given its weight, it was close to $100. And I was just, I was heartbroken. But anyway, it's a great remodel. I like how it has a make an offer option, so you could always, finagle just a little bit. Otherwise, let's keep moving on. And this is very interesting. A Fender Lite for $500. That's actually a really reasonable price. Very reasonable, because anything higher than $500 for especially the Fender Lites, yeah, it leaves a bit of a uncomfortable vibe for me. It's just not. I love this color though. Ooh, that's a great color. And I actually used to own a Fender Lite way before I started the channel. I owned the Arctic White finish, and I wished I had never sold it, but I'm actually glad I did, because the person I sold it to was actually a former student of Carol K. And we had a great conversation when I sold it to her. She was a student of Carol K, and she even told me that the reason why she found that listing that I was selling my my former Arctic White Fender Lite was because that was the bass that Carol K played, that finish, or I believe something along the lines of that. She even told me that Carol K wanted to collect certain light models from Fender because she just loved the weight and the playability. I think she also said how comfortable it was too, considering that it was a long scale bass, but it just felt very light, hence the Fender Light name. So it was cool. We had a great talk. She happens to live in San Diego, and she does like a tribute band or a cover band of like a couple of cover songs. Anyway, besides the whole point, it's great that I actually sold it to her. Because I did kind of feel like a little bit of regret, but I didn't at the same time, because again, I was selling it to a player, you know what I mean? I was selling it to someone that was willing to use the instrument for what they needed. And I think that is what was gratifying or fulfilling of why I sold it. Anyway, it's actually not bad. And it comes with a hard shell case too. I think it's good. And then you can make an offer too. So again, and it looks like it's predicted to sell. So I'm pretty sure after this live stream, it's going to go, it's going to be gone. So, oh wow, look at the weight. I love how they spec'd out the weight. 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Ooh. That's right. And I like how they specified no neck dive, because hell yeah, dude. Ain't nobody want neck dive. They don't, because yeah, no neck dive.
Give me a hell yeah!
Ah, that's so beautiful. Anyway, it'll go to a great seller. It's a great price too, and I do have a feeling it's not going to last after the live stream. It's not. All right. So, um, okay, some interesting listings here. And by the way, we're only going to be doing this one page only because we're about to wrap it up. We're approaching almost an hour and a half, and I normally don't go over the hour threshold. I always keep it at 1 hour. But because we had a very interesting topic today for today's live stream, yeah, we had to go over an hour. So thank you for everyone sticking around. Thank you again. So, all right, GNL. Wasn't someone talking about this earlier in the chat? Let's go look at this GNL, shall we? GNL Tribute Fallout in the 2020s. I like this color. It's a great color. Olympic white. MFD pickup, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, magnetic field design. Cool, I got it right. Ooh, and it's got the 3-position mini toggle for the switch, parallel, and split. And OMG modes. Okay. I'm not too well versed, by the way, on GNL. So I don't know what this means. But if anyone can tell me what the acronym of what OMG means, please let me know in the comments below. And I like how this is a short scale bass too. So this is right up Shannon's alley if she wants to get another short scale bass. I think this is her bass right here. And yes, I am calling you out, Shannon. This is your bass. There it is. There you go. $450, free shipping, make an offer. Let's go. I'm pretty sure you're all like right now.
I got money.
Yeah.
I'm rich, bitch.
There you go. That's for you. It looks good. I actually wouldn't mind rocking it. I've actually had played a GNL before. It was a jazz bass though. I also tribute, and it was the JBS or SB2 series, I believe. Yeah, something like that. So it was great. But $450 for a short scale Fallout bass is actually not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know about the quality control though. That's probably something I would figure out later down the line if I ever do own one. All right, moving on. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is pretty cool too. Court, kind of pricey for me. Let's just take a quick look. All right, Court, what you got for me? All right. Great bass, timeless, modern. They call it the modern bass for a reason. So I'll give you this. All right. Comfort, lightweight. All right. Reducing fatigue. Okay. It's got some verbiage going on here. Very heavy on the verbiage. All right. Nice. Nordstrands. You can never go wrong. This is already a quality instrument. When you see a Nordstrand pickup installed on a bass, you know it's quality. Like, I'm going to give Nordstrand this. Yep. So, you're getting a quality instrument when you got Nordstrand pickups. And it's got a roasted maple neck. Interesting. Hip shot ultralight tuners. So, this is basically a tricked out court bass with a lot of the, add-ons that people would love to do on a bass when they buy it, from stock. This is what everyone dreams of doing. Always getting the hip shot ultralight tuners just to reduce some weight and neck dive. It's always a go-to for everyone. All right, so I had a little bit of enough of that, so I'm just gonna move on to this one because that caught my eye the most, and it's a custom paint job too. Isn't that kind of familiar? Like, this bass looks kind of familiar to a bass I have that's in this kind of color. It's good, and you can tell the original paint was black or white. Because again, this is a custom paint job. This doesn't look too much of quality, but hey, you got $250 plus $50 shipping. It's not gonna go. I mean, it's gonna go fast right here. So it is definitely going somewhere. And oh, look at that! No make an offer option. So this person wants it at $250. They want it at this price and this price only. So this is good. Actually, it's kind of not bad if you want something like this, and you can probably fix it yourself or do something with this. But I don't know, if you want to budget something under 500, I probably would actually look elsewhere than this. You know what I mean? Especially this. Like, okay, now the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it burns. Yeah, I don't know about that. Bruh. I really don't know now. Like now that I'm seeing more photos of this, it's just kind of like,
What kind of shit is that?
yeah. I mean, it's gonna go to someone. You can tell it's gonna go to someone. Interesting, tuners. But yeah, I mean, okay. Overall now, like I don't even know how I feel now. Like it was great. I was hyping it for a bit, and then all of a sudden I was just like,
It was horrible. Utterly horrible.
so yeah. I mean, this ain't doing it for me, dog. This ain't.
Oh no, what are you doing, baby?
All right. So I basically got what's the word I'm looking for? Wow. Did I just lose my train of thought? Live.
Do it live.
It felt like I was catfished. That's the word I'm looking for. This bass got me catfished. Like it was good up front. And I'm like, oh, it's really good. And then when you go up close to it, you're just like, ooh.
Oh no, what are you doing, baby?
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep moving on. We got a lefty bass here. Pretty cool. If anyone's left-handed here. Although all the people I've met that are left-handed are kind of weird. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway. Oh. Okay. All right. Ooh. Got a Fender made in Japan P bass here with the Tort pick guard. Hello. And it's got that nice little relic here. Like you can tell it wasn't even a relic. You can tell like someone just dropped it before and they're just like, oops. And then they're like, all right, let's just make it vintage. Like just, forget about it. Anyway, this looks great. I like this. I used to own a P bass that was in this color. And I did change out the pick guard because it originally was a white pick guard. And I said, let me do a Tort pick guard. So then I did. And I had a great time. It was fun. I put stainless steel rounds on it, had a great time, and I just went ham. Oh, look at tell they had a cover over the pickup. That's pretty cool. It's got all of the nice qualities that you would get out of a 1-speed. It's great. And it's got all of the natural dings. It wasn't like Fender went up to the factory and just like, all right, we're going to grab a ton of instruments and we're just going to do this. You know what I mean? So this is great. The price, let's see the price. It's actually not bad. I mean, you're going to be paying a lot for shipping because, out of the seas or out of country. But it's actually not bad. If you like Fender made in Japan quality instruments, then this is definitely the bass for you. I can recommend it. So yeah, this will be a great recommendation. I'm gonna give it this. It's good. There it is. All right. Ooh, Sterling Ray 35. Not bad. I don't know. To me, Ray 35's like the 5-string version at least. They just have a very weird pick guard that I just can't. What's the word I'm looking for?
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
It just don't look good to me. It's weird. I mean, I love weird instruments. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I love weird basses. This one is just a little bit too out there for me, though. I mean, I'm at least for the pick guard. At least I'm looking at everything. I'm pretty sure the tone rips. It'll rock your socks off for sure. But I just don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. Yeah, it's a pass. All right. So we got a Fender Jazz bass in the 1970s. Oh, ooh, no way. Nuh-uh. Hold up. Did we just? Oh, this is so cool. Oh, it's so cool. A Fresher. I've always wanted to see a Fresher bass in a live stream and also in the Market Watch. This is so cool. I've heard of these brands. This is awesome. And for $750 plus the $80 shipping, it's not bad, but at least you can make an offer. That's so cool. I kind of wish I had funds for it, but Sorry, guys.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
I wish I wasn't broke. That's all I gotta say. I wish I wasn't broke. Oh, this is so cool though. That's awesome. Oh man. Made in Japan. Very nice shape. Got some red paint on the headstock. I mean, if you don't mind it, otherwise it's gonna stay there. But yeah. Man. All right, I'm just gonna save that tab. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Oh shit! Oh my god. Okay. All right, we've already seen like something like that. I think that's a pretty good price actually. Let me see the shipping though. Let's see the shipping. Okay. Yeah, we already seen it, and that's pretty cool. It comes with a gig bag. That's pretty cool. And ooh. Wow, look at this. Look at, what is this? What is this? Oh no.
Oh, it burns. Oh, it burns.
I don't even know what to say about this. What is that? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm already done. Just throw in the towel. Yeah. Okay. All right. I wish I didn't end this stream in that way because I was actually really happy. I was like here and then. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on and read the chats before we end the stream tonight. Oh, thank you everyone, all 39 of you that showed up earlier. I applaud everyone here tonight. Woo. Because we went way longer than we typically do on a live stream here, especially on this channel. And let me actually do something real quick. Did my second camera like really go out? Because oh no, it did. Ah, no. I missed that second camera. It was great. It helped with what we were doing on the live stream. And it's actually new. Thank you again for actually sticking around and seeing my flaws here tonight on the on the live stream, because that was a great thing to implement on the live stream. I really look forward to doing the dual camera setup because I really loved it. I really enjoyed it, and it was a great perspective for all of you to actually kind of see what I'm doing here. And I'm not just like, I'm not doing this, and everyone's like, what are you doing? What is that? What are you doing? Please, why are you doing this live? And I'm like, no, I'm playing this bass, I swear. So yeah, anyway. Okay. Where did we leave off? Where did we go? Where are you? Okay. All right, so we left off. Where did we leave off? Oh yeah, here we go. Man, it was a really cool segment. Market Watch. Thank you. Thank you. I really, that actually really means a lot. Thank you again. And ooh, let's check this out. There's a Fender Active Jazz Okome for sale in Canada. I'm looking at cool looking bass if you haven't seen the model. And I have seen those models. The Okome bodies. Can we pull it up? Let's see if we can pull it up. Pop in the tape. Let's pull it up. Let's see. Let's go to reverb. We got a little bit of time. We're just bullshitting around. Like, I love this. Thank you guys for sticking around. Jazz bass. Okome. Okome me. Because I know there's like a, all filters. Let's go to sold listings. View results. And I believe this is what I think you're talking about. Bruh, why is reverb?
Bruh.
Sorry, we're not doing it live, guys. I apologize.
Do it live.
Guess we're not showing the Okome. And let's go, Floof. Let's go. Here we go.
Let the bass go.
What's going on, Floof? Oh my god, we're all here. The The whole trio is here. All we need is Bully now, but he's got to pull up. If he pulls up, he's got to deal with this.
You big dummy. I can't get jiggy with this shit. Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
But I don't think he's ever going to come in live because of all this shenanigan stuff. So, all right. Nordies are usually a shoo-in for me, and that is a great answer. I like that. And 300 shipped for that Bronco in that state is in that state. Sorry, I'm like really happy today for some reason. Don't kill my bitch. Don't kill my vibe. Anyway, all right, yeah, 300 shipped for a Bronco in that. It's high. It is high, and they are high. They're probably high right now. And yeah, 100 shipped. Yo, live with the low ball. Let's go. But yeah, you're probably like, yo, I got 100. You're gonna go up to that seller and be like, yo, I got 100. So
I got money.
either you want to sell the bass now or later. You want to sell it now, like right now, or wait like another year for that to be a closet queen, because that's another thing I don't like. One time I went up to a seller, local sale, by the way, and I went up to him all like, I don't really see the bass worth this much. Can you work with me? And he's all like, well, you have a price in mind. I got this much in hand. And he's all like, I can't do that. I'm like, okay, well, just think about it, because, you know, 300 is 300 right now. You can get it now, or you can sell it for what you want, but you'll probably at the end of it make this much after. So do you want to deal with the hassle of shipping it and finding packaging and all that? And he's all like, he was like, all right, you got a fair point. All right, it's 300. He looks sad, but I'm like, dude, like, like I'm trying to make things work for not only the both of us, but, you know, for you at the long run, because you got to ship it. You got to like get the shipping label, you got to get the box. Then you got to deal with reverb fees, online fees. I'm cutting this guy a deal. I'm like, yo, you're going to get that much after all of the reverb fees and all of the stuff you're going to get dicked on. So take the 300 now, or make a little bit less on an online sale. It worked. Those are the Infinity Bronco tuners. That's right. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of those. And I believe they had very interesting quality control issues on those. Yep, junky tuners. Custom paint. Yeah, that's up for debate. I mean, the guards on the Sterlings for the 5s, they are a bit better because they do have like a very interesting shape. So yeah, I can agree to that. Great chat. Hell yeah. Oh, hey man, it's all good. Thank you for joining. Again, a decent find too is Guitar Center and Musicians Friends. They have an Ibanez. Ooh, that's a good deal actually. And hey, look, you have that as your avatar. That's good. I like that. Oh man. No way. Shut up. Now I gotta go to Guitar Center now. Hold up. Oh my gosh. Hold up. GuitarCenter.com. Fender American Dimension. I'm actually looking for those. I am in one of the market for those. So thank you. Because now the bass is going to be mine. American Deluxe. Okay, Fender American Dimension Deluxe. Used. Let's go. 800. Yeah, I see it. Oh, pull up. I think that's the one that was at my Guitar Center, and I guess someone bought it and they just didn't like it anymore, so they returned it back. It is. No way. All right, we're doing it live. Do it live. All right, share screen. Woo. Let's go. Oh no, not this again. What are you doing? No.
Oh, no. What are you doing, baby?
Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, this is so good. Yes, I played one of these. I love it so much. This is what I want Fender to do again. Fender, please make something like this. Or Squire? Squire? Yeah, Squire hearing my name right now. They're all like, yes. Yeah. At least Squire, do something, Squire. Like, bring this back. I love this. And even when I played one, like, dead ass, I played it and I was like, yo, this is like a sterling killer. Not only that it's a sterling killer, but it might be like a Stingray, like in the very high price Stingray, like the killer. It's like a substitute of that. Like if I want something budget that gives me close to the sound of like a classic Stingray bass, that Dimension is it. Like that is it. It's it right there. Woo! Woo! Damn. I wish I had the clip for that, but I don't. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, hey man. Thank you. It's in my radar now. Unless you beat me to it. But I'll let you have it. I got too many basses on my mind that are just kind of taking up a lot of things that I want to personally enjoy. Cause not gonna lie, all these instruments behind me, like they're great. Not gonna lie, but they might be for sale later this year. They might. Especially this one that I've been holding throughout the entire live stream. This might be for sale. So stay tuned. And again, all that good stuff. And yeah, that Fender does have a skinnier version. It is like, the skinnier version of the Ray. But yeah, dude, I played those. I really love it. But what can I do here? Let me do a little bit of this real quick, because unfortunately the second camera no longer works. That I gotta fix. And I can't refresh the stream, because when I do, the stream would just be over like that. But anyway, let's do a little bit of some growling action on this jazz bass. I almost had it. Yeah, you love that growl, right? Oh, I gotta love it. All right. There we go. Sorry, guys. Wow. 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 I love how this is all live.
Do it live!
I don't know YYZ that well. And I don't even want to attempt to, at least yet. But thank you again, everyone, for sticking around for the live stream. And let me lead a little bit of that. Someone help, I missed it. Is that a Passage J with both pickups toned all the way up? Yes. Yes, it is. All the way up. All the way up. I wish my other camera could pick that up, but it's not working. No sirve. No sirve. No comprende. No estoy mal. Yeah, it is done. Estoy muerto. Sorry, my Spanish is not the greatest, but I'm learning. That's just what happens when you lose your touch as a American. When you learn the language here, you lose a lot of the language you learned, and that is what I'm trying to pick up on. So yeah, anyway, that is it for me embarrassing myself for an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, thank you everyone for sticking around. This is beautiful. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, and again, my name is Sonojono, where we promise the bass, the whole bass, and nothing but the bass. Ah, cable. Wait, tone up, tone up. Woo! All right. Later.
Oh man, I'm so happy that these multi-billion-dollar companies have their shit together. I just pulled this out of the box. Just right out of the box, baby. Yummy.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear